I have learned to be able to support women through the journey of finding out how to feel good about how they
Yeah.
look and not have so much angst around their body image. Anybody who gets into this kind of industry, they generally love to shop or love clothes or love makeup or
Mhm.
love something like that. And they forget that you have to do marketing, you have to keep tax records.
Joining me today is Ginger Burr, and she is a image consultant. So, Ginger, welcome. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much, Miranda.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Ginger, can you explain what it is that you do?
I'm an image consultant, and what I do is to basically help women look good and feel good about how they look and take the stress out of getting dressed so that they can get dressed with more joy and ease.
Amazing. And what made you want to get into this career path, and how did you get your start in it?
Well, I didn't really even know this existed back when
Okay.
I was looking at it, but or when I got into it. I struggled a lot with my own style back in my
Okay.
teens and my 20s. And then I met a woman who introduced me to the whole world of color and makeup and
Wow.
fashion. And I picked it up really fast and I loved it. And I saw it as a way of empowering women because I felt more empowered and more confident. And
Right.
that was it. I begged her to train me and I never looked back.
That's amazing. So now, what parts of your job are the most exciting or the most interesting to you?
Well, the nice thing about what I do is no 2 days are exactly alike.
Mhm.
And so, because I do so many things with people, so I'm never bored. And I'm lucky that I have amazing clients who I can help to inspire. So when I see someone blossoming and
Yeah.
getting it and feeling like, yes, I can do this, it's wonderful. Whether it's someone who just comes to me for like a color analysis or just has some questions,
Right.
or I have some clients who have been with me for 30 years. They hate to shop.
Mm.
And so I do their shopping for them. But either way, it's just nice to see them feel radiant and glowing.
Yeah. Yeah. And on the flip side, is there anything that is harder, emotionally challenging, or maybe not so fun?
Well, these days, well, not just these days, always actually, as women, there are certain expectations
Mm.
that have been forced on us about how we should look. And
Mhm.
so, a lot of the women who come to me are dealing with body image issues. And I mean, I know we can all relate to that. And it's sad and it's
Mhm.
unfortunate and it's unnecessary. And so that part kind of breaks my heart, but I have learned to be able to support women through the journey of finding out how to feel good about how they
Yeah.
look and not have so much angst around their body image.
Okay. And what do you think that people might underestimate or overestimate about this job?
In terms of being an image consultant. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's really anybody who gets into this kind of industry, they generally love to shop or love clothes or love makeup or
Mhm.
love something like that. And they forget that you have to do marketing, you have to keep tax records, there's a certain
Mm.
amount of administrative work that you have to do
Yeah.
if you're going to have a business. And so people underestimate how much time and energy that may take.
Okay. And do you see that this is more of like a female dominated field, or do you
Oh.
see men as well as like clients?
I don't work with men, but I have
Okay.
seen, and do some color analysis for men, usually like
Okay.
husbands and sons and whatever of my clients. But I have seen more men looking for support in this area.
Okay.
So there are people out there who do it. In terms of being an image consultant, it's hugely skewed towards women.
Okay.
There are men out there who do it, but more of women.
Okay. Amazing. And now, what are some of the niches that someone can choose to specialize in within image consulting?
Image consulting is a pretty broad umbrella.
Okay.
So it can be, first of all, you can work with women or men. I do also work with the transgender community. So,
Okay.
there are different like subsets, if you will.
Hmm.
Um, you can do color analysis, you can do personal shopping, you can do wardrobe consultations, you can work exclusively virtually, you can work in person with people, you can do makeup, you can do etiquette, nonverbal communication.
Right.
These are all, sell a line of clothing. These are all aspects of image consulting.
Okay, amazing. And are there any big name image consultant businesses, or is this like a freelance type of job? What does that look like? If that makes sense.
I have to say that 99% of the people I know in this industry own their own business. That
Okay, online.
I'm sure there are some people who do, partnerships and that kind of thing, or
Hmm.
who maybe employ some stylists, but the majority of
Okay.
people venture out on their own.
Okay, amazing. And so now, from my research before we got on here, the average salary for an image consultant is around $91,000 a year. From your experience, do you think that's accurate? What do you think about that number?
Yes, I think that's pretty accurate for the average.
Okay, okay. And is the salary like client based, or is it a set amount? Can you explain
In
a little
terms of
bit
how
about
you
that?
bill your clients, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, some people work on an hourly rate, some people work in retainer, some people work
Okay,
in programs. It's really a
okay,
personal preference on how you want to do it.
okay, perfect. And what are some current trends or challenges in the industry, and how do you see it changing in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, the fashion world, it is, I mean, if you don't like change, don't get into this industry,
Okay,
because the fashion industry is constantly, constantly changing. And as the years have gone by, and I don't see this slowing down, it changes more rapidly. So
okay,
you have to be willing to navigate all of that. And also, although with younger people coming in, technology has taken over all of this. And
right.
thankfully, I've worked with the technology of it for many, many
Mhm.
years because I have clients everywhere. But you have to be very familiar with the ways to work with your clients technologically as well.
Okay,
And that's not going to change.
yeah, absolutely. And how do you stay updated with the latest developments of your field?
Well, I do a lot of shopping and wardrobe
Okay,
consultations with my clients. So I am constantly out there seeing what's available, and I do
mhm,
trend reports and that kind of thing. But I'm so engrossed in all of it that, I know pretty much what's up to date and what isn't. But you
okay.
have to be willing to do that research and stay on top of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so now we talked about how your days can vary, but can you give us a brief overview of what your schedule is like and what tasks you spend the majority of your day doing?
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, the thing is that, like I said, every day for me is different. Um,
Hmm.
so like today, I just did a color analysis. I'm doing a virtual
Okay,
wardrobe consultation later. It's, I tend to work a lot. I love what I
okay,
do, and so I work pretty much 6 days a week. But
okay,
I think that because most of us have our own business, we can decide how much
right.
we want to work. Um,
Yeah.
but you can be on demand, in
Mhm.
demand, constantly if you let yourself. So you do have to set those boundaries.
Okay. And as far as work hours, is there something that you like to stick to? Do you like to just keep all of your work during that time period, or you take some home sometimes?
Well, I work from my home, so my work is actually always here. And
Okay.
and if a client calls or texts me, I can run down to my computer or whatever if I have to.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm someone who I love what I do, and
Yeah.
I am willing to be available sometimes at times when some other people aren't. But I
Hmm.
like that, I can decide. I see my clients these
Right.
days, and not in the evenings or whatever it might be.
Right.
So there's a
Right.
lot of flexibility if someone wants it.
Okay. Amazing. And do you see that there are any busy seasons with this job?
I think for someone starting out, perhaps, my
Okay.
my year stays pretty consistent. I'm as busy in July as I am in October. So and it may depend on which aspects of image consulting you decide to
Okay.
focus on as to when
Okay.
you're most busy. But it can be consistent. You don't have someone getting into this industry doesn't have to worry that there will be
Right.
down times unless they want them.
Okay. Perfect. And now going into specific skills and knowledge, are certain degrees or certifications truly required to be an image consultant?
None of it is truly required.
Okay.
However, when I started, there was very little out there available. It's grown a lot. Now you can get a
Okay.
4-year degree in image consulting,
Oh.
but there are trainers all over. And it
Hmm.
just depends on, again, which aspect of image consulting do you need to learn color analysis? Do you need to
Right.
learn the ins and outs of fit so that you can style someone?
Hmm.
So there are ways that you can get training, and the Association of Image Consultants International is a great place for somebody who's just starting out, because you can actually go through the steps of certification there
Okay.
if that makes you feel more confident.
Okay. And what are some natural strengths or talents that you think would make a good image consultant?
So obviously, anyone who gets into this field probably has an eye for color, style, fashion,
Hmm.
that kind of thing, or is willing to learn. But I feel very strongly that you need to have a certain degree of kindness and diplomacy in the way
Okay.
I mean, particularly if you're working with women. I don't know about with men, but with women, we take everything very personally.
Hmm.
And we already can feel a little beat up by, the messages out there in the media and
Yeah.
for different age groups and that kind of thing. So it's very important that you are kind and diplomatic while also giving people the information that they need, but that your
Mm.
diplomacy to me is like the number one thing.
Okay. Amazing. And as an image consultant, what do you end up thinking about all day?
Okay, so it depends on the day. Might be like, what shoes does somebody need to wear with that outfit, or which colors do I need? I mean, it's all about fashion and style,
Yeah.
and you have to enjoy that because it
Hmm.
is always at the forefront of your mind
Yeah.
when you're working with
Yeah.
clients.
Yeah. And so we talked a little bit about using technology, but what are some other tools or technologies that you use a lot as part of your job?
Well, I mean, we have all the basics like CRMs
Hmm.
and SEO and all that kind of stuff. There is a service out there that I helped beta test it over 10 years ago, and
Okay.
it's called Hue and Stripe.
Mm.
And I will tell you, this changed my life. Like I said, I've worked
Wow.
virtually for many, many years because I have
Hmm.
clients everywhere who some I've never met in person.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
Hue and Stripe allows me to be able to share ideas with somebody and comment back and forth, to be able to do virtual wardrobe consultations really easily, to keep my clients' online closet up to
Yeah.
date. And so a tool like that, while it's not mandatory, I highly recommend it, highly.
Yeah. Okay. Amazing. And now we want to give our listeners a little bit of advice. So, what do you recommend candidates that are interested in this job do to set themselves apart from other candidates?
Well, the number one thing, because this is a fairly creative
Hmm.
industry, you need to be your own best advertisement. And
Okay.
I remember years ago talking with a woman. I ran into her on the street and she knew me and asked me, oh, I'm an image consultant and I'm having trouble getting clients. And
Mm.
I'm very careful, and sensitive. So I didn't say anything to her, but I took one look at her and I thought, is this the image that when people look at you, this is the image
Right.
they think you're going to create for them?
Right. Right.
And she did not look like she knew how to put herself together. And it
Hmm.
doesn't have to be a look like I do not go out and dress every one of my clients like me. That would be boring and it wouldn't be right. But you need to be your own best advertisement so that
Yeah.
people feel confident that you actually can
Yeah.
do the work that you're talking about doing.
Yeah. Agreed. And so now, if someone wants to make a pivot from another career into this one, what is the best way that they can get their foot in the door?
So I would check out the Association of Image
Hmm.
Consultants International, and
Hmm.
just do some, I mean, it's everywhere these days. So do some exploration. Look at those areas that I talked about that
Yeah.
are aspects of image consulting and see which interest you the most. Do
Hmm.
not try to do all of them. You will spread yourself too thinly. You'll make
Okay.
yourself mental. Choose the ones that make you the happiest, because you can always resource out the other ones if
Yeah.
needed. But I encourage everyone, you want to get some training And you
Mhm.
need to be passionate and you need perseverance, because anytime you're in your own business, there will be days when you just think, oh my gosh, what's going on
Yeah.
here today? So you need all of those things. So definitely keep those in the back of your mind, but definitely get training.
Okay, amazing. And what are some books, resources, or programs that you recommend our listeners look into if they're interested in this?
Um, I wasn't really thinking too much about books. You can do, there are trainers online. So what I would
Okay.
look and see, like, again, if you wanted, color analysis is so hot right now. If
Hmm.
that's something you want to get trained in, find out what somebody's experience is
Okay.
in training people to do color analysis, how long they've been in business, because the
Yeah.
entire world seems to be hopping on that bandwagon. But, do some research that way to see which areas interest you. And I really do recommend going to
Okay.
AICI.org, because they offer training, they offer information, they offer support, because this can sometimes be a little bit of a lonely
Mm.
industry if you have your own business. So the way
Yeah.
to learn from other image consultants and get a sense of what really makes you happy is to reach out and meet others.
Okay. Amazing. And now, if you could talk to your younger self when you were just starting off in your career, what advice would you give her?
Well, one of the things is what I just said, and that is, in the beginning, I mean, I pretty much tried to do everything. I
Hmm.
tried to, sell lines of clothing and,
Okay.
work with men as well as with women. And
Hmm.
it was overwhelming. And you can also feel like it won't help your marketing, because marketing is such a big aspect of it. You want to really
Yeah.
focus on the areas that you love. And that's what I tell myself is, look at what makes your heart sing. What are the parts
Mm.
that you're like, yes, I want to do that. And not like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I should do that. Like
Mhm.
corporate, you can do corporate training. I did some of that. Is it my
Okay.
passion? No.
Mm.
So, focus on the areas that really make you happy, and don't worry
Yeah.
about trying to be everything to everybody.
Yeah.
And that's definitely what I would tell myself.
Okay. Amazing. And now, finally, where can people reach out to you or follow along with your work?
Okay, so well, I have a
Mhm.
website, totalimageconsultants.com or
Mhm.
gingerburr.com. They'll both take you there. And then all of our social media, I'm Ginger Burr. So you can find
Okay.
me on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and everything.
Everything. Yeah. All right. Well, Ginger, thank you so much for joining me on today's episode and for talking all things image consulting.
Thank you, Miranda.
You just got one episode closer to learning about the world of jobs out there. To explore the rest of our career categories and find your best fit, go to jobdictionary.com to sign up for the beta users waitlist. Then subscribe here to find the next episodes coming out this week. And as always, drop us a comment, review, or message to let us know how we can better attune our episodes to your specific needs. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, X, Threads, Pinterest, and wherever else you're on socials to go get our short, snappy preview reels that expose you to new job options every day. Because here at Job Dictionary, we believe your big aha moment can be just one scroll away. Go check it out and get out there. Cheers!